Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tonic in the World right here on GC Creative TV. And I remain your same humble host, Daniel Fesina Yashurala. And today we are embarking on the journey from where we stopped, which is the book of Shofetiym. We ended at chapter 17 yesterday. It does continue from chapter 18 down to the last chapter of the book of Shofetiym. That is verse chapter 21. And it says, in those days, there was no king in Yasharel. And in those days, the tribe of the Danim sought them an inheritance to dwell in. For unto that day, all their inheritance had not fallen unto them among the tribes of Yasharel. Why? And the children of Dan sent of their family 5 men from their coast, men of valor, from Sora and from Eshtaol, to spy out the land and to search it. And they said unto them, go, search the land. Who, when they came to Mount Ephraim, to the house of Micah, they lodged there. When they were by the house of Micah, they knew the voice of the young man, the Levite, and they turned in thither, and said unto him, who brought you hither? And what make you in this place? And what have you here? And he said unto them, thus and thus deal Micah with me, and has hired me, and I am his priest. And they said unto him, ask counsel, we pray you, of Elohim, that we may know whether our way which we go shall be prosperous. And the priest said unto them, go in peace before Yahuwah. Before Yahuwah is your way wherein ye go. Then the 5 men departed and came to Laish, and saw the people that were therein, how they dwelt careless, after the manner of the Sidonim, quiet and secure, and there was no magistrate in the land that might put them to shame in anything, and they were far from the Sidonim, and had no business with any man. And they came unto their brethren to Sora and to Eshtaol, and their brethren said unto them, what say ye? And they said, arise, what we may go up against them. That we may go up against them, for we have seen the land, and behold, it is very good, and are still yet, and are ye still? Be not slothful to go, and to enter to possess the land. When ye go, ye shall come unto a people secure, and to a large land. For Elohim has given it into your hand, a place where there is no want of anything that is in the earth. And there went from thence, of the family of the Danim, out of Sora and out of Eshtaol, 600 men appointed with weapons of war. Verse 12. And they went up and pitched in Kiriath Jearim in Yehuda. Wherefore they called that place Makane Dan unto this day. Behold, it is behind Kiriath Jearim. And they passed thence unto Mount Ephraim, and came into the house of Micah. Then answered the 5 men that went to spy out the country of Laish, and said unto their brethren, do ye know that there is in this house an ephod and teraphim, and a graven image and a molten image? Now therefore consider what ye have to do. And they turned thitherward, and came to the house of the young man, the Levite, even unto the house of Micah, and saluted him. And the 600 men appointed with their weapon of war, which were of the children of Dan, stood by the entering of the gate. And the 5 men that were to spy out the land went up and came in thither, and took the graven image and the ephod, and the teraphim, and the molten image, and the priest stood in the entering of the gate with the 600 men that were appointed with the weapon of war, and these went into Micah's house and fetched the carved image, the ephod, and the teraphim, and the molten image. Then said the priest unto them, What do ye? And they said unto him, Hold your peace, lay your hand upon your mouth, and go with us, and be to us a father and a priest. Is it better for you to be a priest unto the house of one man, or that you be a priest unto a tribe and a family in Yasharel? And the priest's heart was glad, and he took the ephod and the teraphim and the graven image, and went in the midst of the people. And they turned and departed, and put the little ones and the cattle and the carriage before them. And when they were a good way from the house of Micah, and the men that were in the houses near to Micah's house were gathered together, and overtook the children of Dan. And they cried unto the children of Dan, and said, and turned their faces, and said unto Micah, What ails you, that you come with such a company? And he said, Ye have taken away my Elohim, which I made, and the priest, and ye are gone away. And what have I more? And what is this that ye say unto me? What ails you? And the children of Dan said unto him, Let not your voice be heard among us, lest angry fellows run upon you, and you lose your life with the lives of your household. And the children of Dan went their way. And when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back unto his house. And they took the things which Micah had made, and the priest which he had, and came unto Laish, unto a people that were at quiet and secure. And they smote them with the edge of the sword, and burnt the city with fire, and there was no deliverer, but because it was far from Sidon, and they had no business with any man, and it was in the valley that lies by Beit Rekov, and they built a city and dwelt therein. Verse 29. And they called the name of the city Dan, after the name of Dan their father, who was born unto Yasharel. Howbeit the name of the city was Laish at the first. And the children of Dan set up the graven image, and Yahunathan, the son of Geshem, the son of Menashe, he and his sons were priests to the tribe of Dan until the day of the captivity of the land. And they set them up, Micah's graven image, which he made all the time that the house of Elohim was in Shiloh. Now, here's my question. How is somebody who claims to be a priest, who claims to now is a priest and teach the commandment, yet it was the one that became a priest to a graven image that was made by Micah? Verse 19. Sorry, chapter 19 now. And it came to pass in those days, when there was no king in Yasharel, that there was a certain Levi sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took of him a concubine out of Beit Lechem, Yehuda, and his concubine played the whore against him. How? And went away from him unto her father's house to Beit Lechem, Yehuda, and was there 4 whole months. And a man arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having a servant with him and a couple of asses. And she brought him into her father's house, And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with them 3 days. And he abode with them 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodged there. What actually happened afterwards? Verse 5. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart. And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort your heart with a morsel of bread, and afterwards go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them together. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, Be content, I pray you, and tarry all night, and let your heart be merry. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he lodged there again. And he arose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort your heart, I pray you. And they tarried until afternoon. And they did eat, both of them. And when the man arose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant and his father-in-law, the damsel's father said unto him, Behold, now the day draws towards evening. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day grow to an end. Lodge here, take your heart, that your heart may be merry. And tomorrow get you early on your way, that you may go home. And the man would not tarry that night. And he rose up and departed, and came over against Yevus, which is Jerusalem. And there were with him 2 asses saddled. His concubine also was with him. And when they were by Yevuk, the day was far spent. And the servant said unto his Adonai, Come, I pray you, and let us turn into this city of the Yevusim, and lodge in it. And his Adonai said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger, that is not of the children of Yasharel. We will pass over to Giva. And he said unto his servant, Come, and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night, in Giva or in Ramah. And they passed on and went their way, and the sun went down upon them when they were by Giva, which belongs to Benjamin. And they turned aside thither to go in and to lodge in Giva. And when he went in, he sat down in a street of the city, for there was no man that took them into his house to lodging. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at evening, which was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Giva. But the men of the place were being Hayamini. And when he had lifted up his eyes, it was a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, Whither do you go, and whence do you come? And he said unto him, We are passing from Bethlehem Yehuda towards the side of Mount Ephraim. From thence am I, and I went to Bethlehem Yehuda, but I am now going to the house of Yahuwah. There is no man that received me to house. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for my handmaid, and for the young man which is with your servants. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, Peace be with you. Howsoever, let all your wants lie upon me. Only lodge not in the street. So he brought him into his house and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet and did eat and drink. Now we are in verse 22. Now, as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about, and beat at the door, spoke to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into your house, that we may know him. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, you do not so wickedly, seeing that this man is come into my house. Do not this folly. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine, and them I will bring out now, and humble ye them. Do with them what seem good unto you. But unto this man do not so vile a thing. But the men would not hearken to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning. And when the day began to spring, they let her go. Then came the woman in the dawning of the day, and fell down at the door of the man's house, where Adonai was, till it was light. And Adonai rose up in the morning, and opened the door of the house, and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was falling down at the door of his house, and her hand were upon the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. Then the man took her upon an ass, and the man rose up and got him unto his place. And when he was come into his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine, and divided her, together with her bones, into 12 pieces, and sent her into the coasts of Yasharel. And it was so that all that saw it, there was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Yasharel came up out of the land of Mizraim unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your mind. This man, his wife, his concubine, let me use that word. That's what they call her. His concubine. His concubine played a whore, yet she had the guts to still go with him. But when they got to his house, even before he got to his house, when they stopped by at Giver, when that man chose to bring them in to pass the night, see, the people of the land, they took that same woman and they abused her. Now, here's my question. What kind of abuse did they abuse her? Was it that they just called her, they start cursing her out, calling her names, or they in a way immorally harassed her or abused her?
Who said that the righteous don't party?
It's party time! Fiesta!
Are you hoping to hold a show having an exclusive DJ come to mix with righteous songs from various Hebrew artists coming from different parts of the world, bringing their unique voices to praise Yahuwah using the ministry of songs, and also having a DJ who can help us mix the sync of musics together to make you shake your body and dance off your sorrow righteously? Please contact DJ UL Kingdom Music.
Yo, shalom and peace. Be encouraged. This is DJ UL. Hold on to the vision the Most High gave you. He will bring it to pass.
For booking and inquiry, please call DJ Joel on +1 770 256 2241. Call us today and let's make your event a memorable one. Joel Kingdom Music, bringing the vibe of righteousness into your event. For sponsorship, advert placement, please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928. Who said that the righteous also can pull up a righteous swag? Lamentation chapter 4 verse 2 says that the sons of Israel are also referred as unto fine gold. This is enough to tell you that you can rock your swag and still yet be righteous. Join Great Awakening Clothing today to get the best of outfits, putting nice print, propagating the truth through your clothing to the face of every human on the street. We have it in varieties, from the face cap to the different designs of clothes, putting out the truth right on the cloth you're wearing, and also rocking the truth righteously in your swag, which we call the righteous swag of Great Awakening Clothing. That's why we are called Clothing That Ministers. For booking and order, please call +1 7 2 5 2 1 8 7 9 9 1. You can also visit our website at www.greatawakeningclothingline.com. Great Awakening Clothing LLC, the clothing that ministers.
Activate. 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 Activate.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. Now let us round up on the second part of the program. Now we're in chapter 20. Then all the children of Yasharel went out, and the assembly was gathered together as one man, from Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of Gilead, unto Eliyahuah in Mizpah. And all the chief of all the people, even of all the tribe of Yasharel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of Elohim, 400,000 footmen that drew sword. And now the children of Benjamin heard of the children of Yasharel were gone up to Mizpah. Then said the children of Yasharel, tell us how was this wickedness? And the Levite, the man of the woman that was slain, answered and said, I came into Gibeah that belongs to Benjamin. I am my concubine to lodge. And the men of Gibeah rose against me and beset the house round about upon me by night, and thought to have slain me, and my concubine have they forced that she is dead. And I took my concubine and cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout all the countries of the inheritance of Yasharel, for they have committed lewdness and folly in Yasharel. So can you now see the kind of abuse they did to her? We all know that when it comes to lewdness, talking about sexual harassment. 7. Behold, ye are all the children of Yasharel, give ear your advice and counsel. And all the people arose as one man, saying, we will not any of us go to his tent, neither will we any of us turn into his house. But now this shall be the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it, and we will take 10 men for 100 throughout all the tribes of Yasharel, and and 100 of the thousand, and the thousands out of 10,000 to fetch victuals of the people for the people, that they may do when they come to Giver of Benjamin according to all the folly that they have wrought in Yasharel. So all the people, all the men of Yasharel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man, and the tribe of Yasharel and the tribes of Yasharel sent men through all the tribes of Benjamin, saying, what wickedness is this that is done among you? Now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Belial, which are in Giver, that we may put them to death, and put away evil from Yasharel. But the children of Benjamin would not hearken to the voice of their brethren, of the children of Yasharel. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the city unto Giver, to go out to battle against the children of Yasharel. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the city 26,000 men that drew sword, compared to the 200,000 men, besides the inhabitants of Giver, which were numbered 700 chosen men. Sorry. Among all these people, there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Everyone could sling stone at his hairbreadth and not miss. And the men of Yasharel, besides Benjamin, were numbered 400,000 that drew sword. All these were men of war. The children of Yasharel arose and went up to the house of Elohim, and asked counsel of Elohim, and said, which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And Yahuwah said, Yahuda shall go up first. Yahuda shall go up first. And the children of Yasharel rose up in the morning and encamped against Giver, and the men of Yasharel went out to battle against Benjamin. And the men of Yasharel put themselves in array to fight against them at Giver. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Giver, and destroyed down the ground of Yasharel that day 22,000 men. And the children and the people of the men of Yasharel encouraged themselves and set their battles again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Yasharel went up and wept before Yahuwah even until even, and asked counsel of Yahuwah, saying, shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And Yahuwah said, go up against him. Why? Because they've defiled someone's woman. They abused and they lured her. Verse 24, the children of Yasharel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day, and the Benjamin went forth against them out of Giver the second day, and destroyed them to the ground. The children of Yasharel again 80,000 men, and all these drew the sword. Then all the children of Yasharel and all the people went up and came unto the house of Elohim, and wept and sat there before Yahuwah, and fasted that day until even. Can you see? And offered ascending smoke offerings and peace offerings before Yahuwah. And the children of Yasharel inquired of Yahuwah. The ark of the covenant of Elohim was there in those days. And Pinekah, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? And Yahuwah said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into your hand. And Yasharel set liars in wait round about Giver, And the children of Yasharel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah, as at other times. The children of Benjamin went out against the people, and were drawn away from the city, and they began to smite the people and kill, as at other times in the highway, and of which goes up the house of Elohim, and the other give and the other to give in the field, about 30 men of Yasharel. And the children of Benjamin said, they are smoten down before us, as at the first. But the children of Yasharel said, let us flee, and draw them from the city unto the highway. And the children of Yasharel rose up out of their places, and put themselves in array at Baal Tamar. And the liars in wait of Yasharel came forth out of their places, even out of the middle of Gibeah, and there came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all Yasharel, and the battle was sore, and they knew not that evil was near them. And Yahuwah smote Benjamin before Yasharel, and the children of Yasharel destroyed of the bin ha Yaamin that day 20 and 5,000 and 100 men. All these drew the sword. So the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Yasharel gave place to the bin Yaamin, bin Hayamin, because they trusted unto the liars in wait, which they have set beside Gibeah. And the liars in wait hasted and rushed upon Gibeah, and the liars in wait drew themselves along, and smote all the city with the edge of the sword. Now there was an appointed sign between the men of Yasharel and the liars in wait, that they should make a great flame with smoke rise up out of the city. And when the men of Yasharel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill the men of Yasharel, about 30 persons. And they said, surely they are smiting down before us, as in the first battle. But when the flame began to arise up of the city with a pillar of smoke, the bin Yahamin looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended up to heaven. And when the men of Yasharel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil was come upon them. Therefore they turned their backs before the men of Yasharel unto the way of the wilderness, but the battle overtook them, and them which came out of the cities they destroyed in the midst of them. Thus they enclosed the bin Ayaminim on roundabout, and chased them and trod them down with ease over against Gibeah towards the sun rising. And there fell of Benjamin 18,000 men. All men were men of valor. And they turned and fled towards the wilderness unto the rock of Rimmon, and they gleaned of themselves in the highway 5,000 men, and pursued hard after them unto Gidom, and slew 2,000 men of them. So that all which that day is of Benjamin were 30 and 5,000 men that drew the sword. All these were men of valor, but 600 men turned and fled to the wilderness unto the rock Rimmon, and abode in rock Rimmon 4 months. And the men of Yasharel turned again upon the children of Benjamin, and smite them with the edge of the sword, as well the men of every city, as the beast, and all that came to hand, also had set on fire all the cities that came to. Now we're the last chapter for today, chapter 21. Now the men of Yasharel had sworn in Mizpah saying, there shall not any of us give his daughter unto Benjamin to be his woman. And the people came to the house of Elohim and abode there till even before Elohim, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel, why is this come to pass in Yasharel, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Yasharel? And it came to pass on the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar, and offered sending smoke offerings and peace offering. And the children of Yasharel said, who is there among all the tribe of Yasharel that came not up with the assembly of El Yahuwah? For they had made a great oath concerning him that came not up to El Yahuwah in Mospa, saying, we shall surely be put to death. And the children of Yasharel repented them for Benjamin their brother, and said, there is no tribe cut off from Yasharel this day. How shall we do for women, for them that remain, seeing we have sworn by Yahuwah that we will not give them to our daughters, to women, sorry. And they said, what one is there of the tribe of Yasharel that came not up to Mitzpah to Eliyahuah? And behold, there came none of the camp from Yavesh Gilead to the assembly. And the people were numbered, and behold, there were none of the inhabitants of Yavesh Gilead there. And the assembly went thither 12,000 men of the valiantest, and commanded them, saying, go and smite the inhabitants of Yavesh Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the woman and the children. And all this is the thing that ye shall do. Ye shall utterly destroy the male. Ye shall surely destroy every male and every woman that has lain by man. And they found among the inhabitants of Yavesh Gilead 400 young virgins that had known no man by lying with any male. And they brought them unto the camp of Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole assembly sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon, and to cause peaceably unto them. And the Benjamin came again at that time, and they gave them women which they had saved alive of the women of Yavesh Gilead. And yet they sufficed them not. And the people repented of Benjamin, because that Yahuwah had made a breach in the tribes of Yasharel. Then the elders of the assembly said, how shall we do for women, for them that remain, seeing the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? 17. And they said, there must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, what that a tribe be not destroyed out of Yasharel. Howbeit, we may not give them women of our daughters, for the children of Yasharel have sworn, saying, cursed be he that gives a woman to Benjamin. And they said, behold, there is a feast of Yahuwah in Shiloh yearly in a place which is in the north side of Beit El, on the east side of the highway that goes up from Beit El to Shechem, and on the south of Lebanon. Therefore, they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyard. And it came to pass, and see, and behold, if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances, then come ye out of the vineyard, and catch you every man his woman of the daughters of Shiloh, I go to the land of Benjamin, and it shall be when their father and their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserved not to, but because we reserved not to each man his woman in the war. For ye did not give unto them at this time, that ye should be guiltless, you should be guilty. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them women according to their numbers, and of them that danced, whom they caught, and they went and returned unto their inheritance, and required the cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Yasharel departed thence at that time, every man of his tribe and of his family, and they went out from thence, every man of his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Yasharel. Every man did it what was right in his own eyes. Did you see that? Now here's the question: how will the people who claim to be of the same tribe start waging war against themselves? That is why whenever I see some of those so-called Biafrans getting upset with the Yorubas, getting upset with the African American, let me use that word, just because they created their own. The tribe of this particular tribe have always been doing their best to do as if they are superior, as if they do it all, they know it all. But when Yahweh humbled them, Yahweh humbled them that they were slain. May you have mercy. So this will make it a wrap up of this episode of the program. I remain your humble host, Daniel. This is now Yashral. And with this, I say shalom and bye for now.